Welcome back to the C Morning Show right here on C today. And of course, before we deep dive into our first talk show of the day, we're going to give you a little context where Indonesia is currently focusing on making an energy transition towards net zero emission by the year of 2060 or sooner. To showcase the commitment towards achieving this, the government is making every effort from issuing new regulations to collaborating between institutions and even countries to encourage the realization of this national dream.
Indonesia is a highly biodiverse country with significant natural resources. One of the main challenges faced by the country is the issue of climate change, making integrated management for sustainable development the country's main priority. At the opening of the ISF Forum this year, President Joko Widodo reaffirmed Indonesia's commitment to contributing to a greener world and achieving net zero emission, adding that Indonesia has an abundant green energy potential. He also emphasized the importance of a collaborative and humanitarian approach in combating climate change.
Dan juga kemanusiaan agar prosesnya tidak mengorbankan kepentingan rakyat kecil. Karena ekonomi hijau bukan hanya tentang perlindungan lingkungan, bukan hanya itu, tapi juga tentang bagaimana menciptakan kesejahteraan bagi rakyat, kesejahteraan yang berkelanjutan bagi rakyat. Dan jangan meragukan komitmen Indonesia dalam mencapai net zero emission dan berkontribusi bagi dunia yang lebih hijau.
President Widodo also underscored that Indonesia welcomes partnerships with anyone to maximize the potential for a greener world, to provide equitable access to green energy and promote inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Furthermore, the Indonesian government is also encouraging efforts to resolve climate change, which requires collaborative and humanitarian approaches. These include the collaboration between developed and developing countries, as well as humanitarian approach to prevent the process from sacrificing the interest of the grassroots.
And for us to get a more comprehensive view in regards to renewable energy, zero emission, and a sustainable future, joining us this morning is GIZ Indonesia and ASEAN Energy Program Director Lisa Tinschert, and also Energy and Mineral Resources Ministry New Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation Director General Professor Eniya Listiani Dewi, and also National Development Planning Ministry Electricity, Telecommunication, and Informatics Director Taufiq Hidayat Putra. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so let's get started, first of all, by checking on the progress for Indonesia towards its zero emission targets, perhaps starting with Pak Taufiq. Where are we so far?
Yeah, now we, through the National Development Plan, we try to achieve the international commitment, including carbon emission. Now also through the new national energy policy, I think the government of Indonesia, supported by the parliament, already agree to propose the target carbon emission reducing, and yeah, we in the, I think, right track.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yes,
I agree.
yes, yes.
It takes a lot of partnership and also cooperation from every sector in regards to this, Lisa, in relation to Indonesia's energy transition. How can GIZ Indonesia support this journey through the technology transfer, capacity building, and also the policy assistance?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, I mean, we from GIZ, we are glad that we've been able to work in Indonesia already more than 30 years. And we support this work, yeah, it's a mix of different things. On the one side, we have to work on national level. That's where policy support comes in, where we're very happy to work with the ministries that are also here, to work on buildings regulation, on decarbonizing industry, on renewable energy, energy efficiency, but then also going to the regions, to the many islands of Indonesia, and look at how can we really demonstrate renewable energy projects. For example, we developed a solar ice maker. And then finally, we also do a lot of capacity development. We support, for example, PLN and their power system development. So looking at training their staff members on power system planning. So how can renewable energy really be integrated into the grid?
All right.
Just a few examples.
Yeah.
Right. So, Professor, obviously, if we look around our city, even just Jakarta, I was just there in Caroline, just how many EVs we're seeing,
Yes.
both motorcycles and four-wheel vehicles. Not to mention that, but also the infrastructure of chargers that are popping up everywhere as well. So there are, though, challenges as well, but also along with that, many opportunities in regards to accelerating the adoption of renewable energy. So what are some of the main challenges and opportunities that we see right now in this acceleration?
Well, we have a lot of abundance of renewable energy resources that we have. It's about more than 3.6 terawatt. So it is quite big. And the biggest one is coming from solar, which is more than 3 terawatt. And another one is come from geothermal, hydro, and also bioenergy. And we have a lot of wind energy potential as well. So the challenge that we can address until now, there is a huge of the infrastructure challenge, and then regarding to the condition of our Indonesia, it's islands, and then in each part of Indonesia we have not yet planning to make a grid, because all of the situation need an off-grid system. So we need to combine the solar and wind energy using a battery as a smart grid system, and then we are also have a big utilization now of renewable energy. It is almost 14 gigawatt. So it is it's small, but it's still small comparing to our to our potential. But it is growing, and I think we must use more of the renewable energy. And a part of it, we must reduce our coal utilization. So there is a big challenge until 2060, with this we have net zero emission. Then until 2050, we using a coal, but it's gradually reduced, and we will have a more biomass energy to do in the co-firing system and power plant. And also we want to use more bioenergy, because we have abundance of resources. And I think we are now have a challenge on the transportation sector to reduce the emission, and then industrial sector. In transportation, we have electric vehicle.
Yes.
And then in the next, we will have a combination of diesel or bioethanol, or even in the aviation, we have planning to have a bioafter. It is all should come from our resources.
Okay, and obviously when we talk about infrastructure, it trickles down to us as consumers, because our mindset will have to adapt as well.
That's
along
right.
with it once we know that the infrastructure
There is some adjustment that is needed, especially by the public, but we're now experiencing itself, the climate change, that we cannot, this is nothing a discussion anymore. Now we have to see the action. In regards to that, though, Pak Taufiq, you were saying that, and also Professor, you were saying how maybe right now there is some process, even though it's step by step, but process leads to progress. In regards to that, I think it is very pivotal to have this multi-sector collaboration for us to finally achieve that net zero emission by the year of 2060, or even more faster than that. So what do you think of this cruciality, and also how can Bappenas enhance pentahelix collaboration and to support these goals?
Yes, Bappenas as a National Development Planning Institution, according to the law number 25, year 2004, about the National Development Planning System, we formulate plan through 5 approaches. The first, political approach, technocratic approach.
Yeah.
The third one, top-down, bottom-up, and participative approach. So these 5 approaches made Bappenas and the government of Indonesia have opportunity to involve the wide range of stakeholders, from the line ministry, regional government, private entities, CSO, NGO, academia, universities, including pairs. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, this our opportunity to to encourage to promote the energy transition, for example, yeah, reducing carbon emission. Yes, so Bappenas has a lot of opportunity, yeah, to involve the many stakeholders.
It's a team effort.
Absolutely, a lot of collaborations involved. Now, speaking of collaboration,
Yeah.
the reason we have all three of you here today is 2024 is actually an important milestone as it marks 30 years of relations between Indonesia and Germany in regards to energy cooperation. So perhaps from the Indonesian side first, what are some of the key achievements and lessons that we have learned from this partnership?
Professor Eniya.
Either one,
yeah.
you can either.
We have many collaboration with German.
Yes.
Since maybe 15 years ago, we had already have a collaboration with GFB. Yes, from German. We have making the geothermal development in Lahindong. This is a part of the technological cooperation. We addressing binary cycle of is the new things that we can use the excess of the steam in geothermal, then we can create another power. Right. And then in recent year, we have many collaboration with Ministry of Energy, including the development of PV in remote area. And there is such of good things that we can accelerate the PV implementation, including we have a rooftop program, and then we have a floating PV program, and then a big ground-mounted program. So I think challenge that we have can adopt renewable energy such as solar PV in the remote area.
There's an advancement. I mean, from your side?
Yes. Based on our strong bilateral relationship among Indonesia and German, we have many projects based grant or concessional loan, not only to support projects like Professor Eniya said, but also we have opportunity to enhance the capacity building of community. Yeah. So and gratefully, the government of German support us, the government of Indonesia, to enhance project community development, including the CSO. Yeah.
Now, let's turn our attention to Lisa for a minute here, because obviously we hear a lot about the collaborative relationship between the two countries, but GIZ Indonesia itself, over the past 3 decades, how has it adapted? Because Indonesia has evolved, I would say, especially over the past several years, so quickly in regards to the energy landscape. How has GIZ Indonesia adapted to this?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think GIZ is one of the implementers between cooperation between Germany and Indonesia. We also heard there's loans, there's financial cooperation, that's our sister organization, KfW. For the technical work we've been doing, it's true, it's actually, I think, more than 30 years. And we've adapted, of course, going along the challenges and the focus of the Indonesian government. So in the past, the work was more focused on, for example, access to electricity. That was a larger challenge back then. And more the work in remote areas, bringing electricity to remote areas in eastern Indonesia. Looking at developing technology jointly, for example, also in micro hydro. And now we see the challenges get much bigger. Right? We see Indonesia is moving towards a green economy, and it will be fueled by clean energy. So with that, we need to look at the energy sector also more broadly. So this, suddenly you have to look more at, okay, how do you decarbonize industry, like steel and cement? How do you make new buildings energy efficient? The transport sector was mentioned. So there are so many more challenges, and of course our program also adapts. So we also take a more broader sectoral approach, and I think in a nutshell the main challenge is really how to can we combine achieving climate change targets and have a green economy based on clean energy.
I believe it's not just the transition itself, but energy needs are just so much larger than they were 10, 20, even 30 years ago.
But seeing that GIZ Indonesia has been here for the past 2 decades, how fruitful that you see that we could adapt, especially towards our goal for 2045 and also for 2060?
Well, I think how fruitful it is also to be judged by our partners. But I think from our side, it's I think we learn while we're going along, and I think this partnership evolves and grows. I think in particular the participatory approach that we really have, I mean the just energy transition is such a big topic at the moment, and that we as GIZ can also help to bridge the national dialogue, bring it also to our regional partners. For example, in coal mining regions, how will they be affected if coal mining eventually will phase out? What other economic development opportunities exist? I think these are some of the learnings, and we're very happy that we can broaden the horizon together with our partners.
Right. So obviously, this is a very strong relationship between the two countries. There are many sectors that we have already mentioned. So looking ahead, obviously, to an even better collaboration, what are some of the areas, Professor, that you feel energy transition can further be strengthened?
Well, in this energy transition period, excuse me, we must also taking this opportunity to enhance our industrial sector. So in this kind of 10 and 20 years period, our industry of manufacture, it should be addressing to more aggressively support the transition, because when we're talking about the wind energy, there is not yet even one industry in our country making a blade of the wind turbine.
Correct.
Just for example. And now the industry of the solar power, to making a module of solar power, they are growing. But we need more. And then I think it would be created green jobs, and then also we must be a part of this energy transition, because if we're growing to be developed countries, we must addressing more of the manufacturing industry to be base of our economic development. So I think we need more industry that can involve in our energy transition to support the renewable energy industries.
And of course, one of which is to accelerate this progress is the financial support.
Yes.
And particularly from every country. But we're now speaking about the German government and how their financial could be available to support our Indonesia's energy transition.
Yes, there is a KfW from Germany that a part of the JETP program. We have a Just Energy Transition Partnership Program, and then KfW is addressing more interest on the investment for geothermal, and until in the next until 2030, which is 5 years from now, it is we need more than $55 billion to invest in renewable if we want to achieve of our net zero target. So I think it would be a big opportunity to increase the investment in our countries.
Okay. So, Pak Taufiq, the relationship between Indonesia and Germany actually goes farther back. In energy transition alone, it's been 3 decades, but it's been about 7 decades where Indonesia and Germany both contributed to a just transition within the entire energy sector. How has this relationship or partnership been both technically and financially?
Yes. We know Germany is one of country has the advanced technology, so Indonesia can learn, and hopefully also German can transfer the technology, knowledge, experience, so Indonesia can also adapt and also make progress in energy transition. And financially also the German also support us, through not only grant but also the concession loan. So this combination, I think, as our strength to achieve the net zero emission target or, in 2060 or sooner. Yeah.
Sooner would be better.
Yes. And of course, we just had the International Sustainable Forum 2024. I mean, this is such a huge event also. It definitely put everyone aware and putting everyone's mindset all on together.
Yep.
So with that said, maybe we can ask the three of you what are the objectives of this event and also how they align with Indonesia's aspirations and achieving golden Indonesia and net zero emission of 2060 or even sooner, you were saying before, Pak Taufiq.
Yeah, this event actually already the third event this year. Yeah. So this event like a platform for the stakeholders to involve, to discuss, to
Share also.
to share the good idea. Yeah.
Yes.
How the government of Indonesia, including the related stakeholders, achieve and enhance the energy transition. Yeah, so we hope the many participant stakeholder can come attend, not only offline, also maybe online. Yeah.
And Lisa, you mentioned as well, the event itself was very busy. What are some of your takeaways from it?
Yeah, I mean, last week's ISF indeed was very busy, so we hope that our ICU will, of course, also be with lots of attendance, and I think registration is still open. I would just like to build upon what Pak Taufiq said. For us, it's really the chance to bring together all the different stakeholders that really need to play a role in shaping the energy transition. So we start off with the dialogue with the public sector, so our ministries, it's co-hosted by Bappenas and Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, have policy dialogues, but then really open it up and say, like, we have also private sector there to discuss about renewable energy projects, we have the financiers there, industry stakeholders that will make pledges on how they want to move forwards to use renewable energy and be more energy efficient. And on the last day to also during the whole day, but the whole week, but then also particularly on Friday to have a session diving deeper on civil society, youth, really just transition topics, green jobs, how can everyone benefit from this energy transition? So yeah, we will hope we will have a very engaged discussion.
Amen.
Yes, and definitely we need the younger generation to be, I mean, this is going to be their future that we're doing right now.
Exactly.
From your take, Professor Eniya.
Any final
So
thoughts?
tomorrow will be opened by our new Minister of Energy, and then it would be great if we can talk a lot more on the policy and also the action plan. So we need the young generation also to be involved, because we have many social problems regarding to if we want to utilize the renewable energy in such kind of remote area, which is there is many issues about the local people that still cannot understand what is the new renewable energy.
Yes.
So we want to educate them, and we want to create this ISEW to be a great tools to make an action.
Yes, we're a country of 200, almost 75 million people, the fourth most populous country in the world.
Imagine the impact that if everyone was just more aware and would just take the little steps that it takes to move forward, we can definitely achieve our goals. Thank you for all of you for dropping by this morning. It's been very enlightening. By the way, it's not just a younger generation. I'm part of the older generation, and I sold,
all generations,
I've sold my internal combustion engine vehicles and making
there
the
you
switch
go,
myself.
taking the little steps
I'm
to make
taking
a
my own
difference.
little steps as well. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. Anyway, thank you so much for being with us for this dialogue. We will take a short break. The C Morning Show will step away momentarily, but a quick reminder before we do so to make sure you stay connected with us for all the latest updates on either Instagram, X, and YouTube. You can find us at C Today News. We'll be right back.